Martin, hold up. Martin Luther King, Martin Garvey, Malcolm X. All these people tried to save us, and they didn't. We're still in the same condition. Right. What's your question, bro?
My question is, without being interrupted, this is what I was saying. It's like, all this coming from the Bible, right?
That's right.
So that means there's other stuff in the Bible that y'all can try to stand on too, that y'all believe.
We believe in this whole Bible.
The whole Bible, all right. I don't know the whole Bible. I really just started recently getting into the Bible because I've been practicing Islam like since I was 15. But I recently just left that and I just do everything. I just read everything. I'm not everything, but I'm just trying to take in information. That's me. My own preference. When I get into the Bible, I see some certain stuff, especially King James. It's like, it's a lot of stuff that happen that people don't talk about when I go to church or when I come out here. It's like, what about the stuff when you say curse? God cursed a man, I don't know, and I'm pretty sure y'all know the Bible. He cursed a man because he told a man to ejaculate on his wife and keep the legacy of his brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure y'all familiar with that story.
Yeah.
But the man said he was too embarrassed to do it inside the man's wife, so he pulled it and did it on the floor. And he got cursed for that, right?
He wasn't embarrassed. He was supposed to raise up seed for his dead brother.
For his dead brother.
That's right.
He didn't want to do it.
It was a law.
He didn't want to do it, so he didn't show his brother no love.
So he was going out and like on some evil shit.
Yeah, that was evil.
Right.
All he wanted to do was just have seed.
It was a law. He knew he was supposed to.
I was still wondering, like, okay, if you ain't want
Genesis 38.
if you ain't want you to embarrass and busting her, why did you even have sex with her?
But then I got a question for you, all right? All right.
The book of Genesis, chapter 38 and 8. And Judah said unto Onan, go in unto thy brother's wife, and marry her, and raise up seed to thy brother. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. And it came to pass, when he went into his brother's wife, he had spilled it on the ground, lest that he should give seed to his brother.
So he didn't love his brother as he loved himself. That's a commandment. Let's get that. Exodus 17 and 9, 19 and 17, I'm sorry, Leviticus. He didn't love his brother. That's a commandment. What the Bible say? He was being evil, man.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. I don't know your mama or your dad, but I can tell you right now, with me learning this Bible, knowing what the Bible says, you are my brother by blood. The hell with them last names, that don't mean shit. I don't mean nothing, because the white man gave us them names.
You can say shit.
I'm just saying.
Let me know you really emotional about what
you see what I'm saying?
I don't take it like that.
Read that.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
So I ain't supposed to suffer sin upon you. If I see you in doing something against God's law, I'm supposed to tell you, bro, you can't do that. You see what I'm saying? Now you pulled the question about a man ejaculating on the ground, not going to his brother's wife. What they got to do with your salvation?
They don't have to do nothing.
I'm just asking.
That's just a simple story. Right. When I look in the Bible, it's like, what this got to do with it?
Okay, out of curiosity.
Same question.
Because it was showing, read it again.
Yeah.
It was showing right here. Okay, read it again. Listen now, listen. This is why I was done right here. Read it. Yeah, Leviticus 19:17 again.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Because God was showing us not to hate our brother. This dude hated his brother. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So God showing it right here, don't hate your brother. You see what I'm saying? That's all that is.
All the simple fact that
he didn't perform what the law said he was supposed to do. All right? He didn't do that. So not only did he broke the law.
Yeah, you had a question for me.
No, I asked you, the question you asked, I understand you read and you curious on, because I read the Bible and I got a question, I get curious. I'm just saying, but out of curiosity, you want to know with that.
Yeah.
But my question to you is, what does that have to do with your salvation?
I look at it, it's like, when I was looking at that, it's like, all right, is God really saying this, or is men writing this? It's like, I have a hard time believing that, especially knowing that King James is one of the known homosexuals.
That's a lie.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a lie. King James ain't no homosexual.
Hey,
Where you get that from?
No,
who King James had sex with?
you'll never know. There's people today that's getting exposed. Y'all don't know who they had sex with, but if they put it on Instagram and you say,
Okay, this is a King James Bible. This is a King James Bible.
all you want.
Okay, this again. Give me the law. Well, a man not supposed to live with another man. You know what I'm talking about? Get that. Hold up. Oh, wait. Hold up. You said King James homosexual? No, he was not homosexual. We about to prove it right now. If you was to write a book, would you write a book and condemn your own self in that book? Hell no, you wouldn't. Read that.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind.
Read it again.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind.
That's the King. No, that is not King James word.
It isn't
Psalm
a
785.
So that's Simon's word?
That's God's word. All King James did was authorize the Bible to be translated from Hebrew, because we don't speak no Hebrew. And God knew who was going to be in this place speaking English. He had that Bible translated from the Hebrew to the English language where we can understand it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's fact.
Because if the Bible stayed in Hebrew, we all would be damned, because none of us speak no Hebrew.
You understand that?
All right?
You know who Eusebius is?
Who?
Eusebius.
Who? You tell me who he is.
Okay, from my understanding,
But and I go back to this again. You asked me no question, but what they got to do with your salvation? You smoking a blunt?
yeah, this is my own. You want to know about me? You ask about me.
I'm just saying
My
though.
life don't got nothing to do with the Bible.
Yes, it does.
My life don't got nothing. If you talking about my
Your life got everything to do with it. Okay, let me ask you this here. Do you believe in God?
Yeah, 1,000%.
You believe in Jesus Christ?
Yes.
Do you know Jesus Christ is a black man?
Yes.
Okay then. So hold that and give me
A
John.
white Bible don't. It's like
It's not a white
Think
Bible.
about it. White people go into a white church, take the same Bible, say the same stuff, and use it
Isaiah
for
29:13.
their weapons. And we know most of them ain't right.
The white man took. Hold up. Let me show you something. Okay.
The same Bible.
Hold up. Wait a minute. I'm about to.
IUIC TV, where we are recreating the narrative for the black family. As the Bible says, where there's no vision, the people perish. The media have been vehicles that have conveyed destructive images of God's children, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Not only are we in the streets, but we are on the airwaves and networks, compelling our people to come back to their heritage. Tune in to IUIC TV.
Hold up. Wait a minute. I'm about to give you a little scenario right now, okay? If in my house, on my refrigerator, I got whoever want a soft drink, get you a soft drink, okay? Somebody come in my house, steal my damn refrigerator, and put it in Walmart parking lot. That sign on that refrigerator, does that mean anybody in that parking lot can go in there and get a drink? That's for my people, right? That's what this Bible for. It's about for God's people. The white man stole our book
All right then. Yeah,
and used it against us.
Hear that?
Go get the white man out your mind.
Hear that?
God ain't worried about it, so we ain't worried about it.
Yeah. I ain't worried
You
about
understand what I'm saying?
I love all people.
So just leave the white man out of it. It's about us. You heard me?
Yeah, but then the white man constructed. Then the
he
white
didn't.
man take it and change it.
Let me see.
He ain't changed nothing in that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 13. Wherefore, said the Lord, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth
Because a lot of people say they love God, but they full of shit.
Yeah.
Read.
and with their lips do honor
They
me,
give a lot of mouth service.
Bring it out.
And that's what niggas do.
Bring it
niggas
out.
run their mouth.
Bring it
Read.
but have removed their hearts far from me.
They remove what?
They removed their hearts far from me.
You don't think with this here. You think with this. Your mind is your heart. They remove their mind far from God. Read.
And their fear towards me
Uh-huh.
is taught by the precepts of men.
Their fear toward God, what they believe God to be, was taught by the precept of men. This right here, all of these religions was created after the Bible was already compiled.
That's right.
The white man ain't touched this Bible. King James wasn't no white man.
I never heard that before.
I know you didn't. Where did you hear that he was a homosexual?
Same thing I heard about all this other shit.
Where?
Just
Give me, look,
reading-
automatically. How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 30 years old.
You 30. I'm 36.
Yeah.
So we come from around the same area is if you're gonna tell me something, you better prove it.
Okay.
So if somebody said that little light-skinned dude over there, he a hoe, what you gonna say? Go show me he a hoe then. What did you say when somebody told you King James was a homo? Damn, for real, word.
No, brother.
What you
I need
said?
to see this. It's like
Yeah.
the only oldest thing, and it was a question for real, because I'm really, y'all.
No. I'm not saying that you are. I'm saying, but where
when
you
I-
heard it from, did you question that
It's like,
source?
no, they didn't know. So I went on the internet. I'm reading this. Oh man.
All
So
right.
I'm reading. It's this like, I can't remember the dude's name, but it's this old author that was writing around that time. One of the first type of he did an article on King James.
I know exactly what
You
you're
know
talking
what I'm
about.
talking about? Because that's the
His
oldest
name
thing
is
you can find on
his
it.
name is Anthony Weldon.
Yes,
He
yeah.
made a book
Yeah,
called
he
The
wrote a book.
Court and Character of King James.
And they had a
It
whole
was
list.
written a decade after
Yeah.
King James was dead.
Yeah.
King James was a black man.
That's right.
He was the last king of Scotland. You ever heard that movie, The Last King of
Yeah,
Scotland?
yeah. Now you
What the
gonna
droopy
go
eye
watch it.
man name is?
Forrest
Forrest Whitaker.
Now you got me to go watch it.
So Forrest Whitaker was playing in that position of King James. King James, he had a nephew, right? His nephew owned a diner. It's called the Black Boy Inn right now. They said King James and his nephew was swarthy in appearance. You know what the word swarthy means? Black, dark. He was a Moor. The Moors were what color? How could King James be a Moor, be called swarthy, be one of the last ruling Moors of Scotland, and be white? You know what I'm saying? What they going off of is what a white man wrote about King James because he hated him. And he was such a coward that he waited till after King James died to write this so the man couldn't defend himself. Yes, Anthony Weldon was a white
You know
man.
why I could believe that? Because like the more and more I read, you guys understand, I was practicing Islam, so I was
So was I.
Rasta, so Quran I meant. So it's like everything was like
I was reading the Quran right up until the Quran said, go read the Bible.
yeah.
Then I said, I don't need the Quran no
You
more.
know, but that did two things for me. It did what it did for you. Then the man said like, okay, is they open minded?
No,
Said it's
They not.
confusing. All this confusing.
they not. What give me Joel chapter 3. I'm gonna show you what the Quran did, what the sons of Ishmael did. What they did was try to insert themselves into our promise. That's all they did. You know what I'm saying? You say your name Trey?
Yeah.
So if I say, I'm gonna give him some money, I'm gonna give him some money, and I'm gonna give him some money. Everybody out here I'm gonna give money to. But I ain't call you. What you gonna think?
They don't like me.
Like, damn, what you mean? Like, but I died, right?
Yeah.
So they all write a letter saying, yeah, he was supposed to give us some money. What you gonna do if you sneaky?
If I was
If you were sneaky and they was all writing a letter saying, yeah, Matthew promised to give us money, you'd probably be like, shit, he promised to give me some money too. That's what Ishmael did. That's what the Arabs did. Read. Joel chapter 3, start at verse 3.
The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 3.
Which is why we got to understand who we are, because we got to understand who they is.
That's right.
You can go in that Arab store right there and say, hey, am I Jacob? They'll look at you like, what? Am I Jacob? I know you Ishmael, but what am I? They're like, yeah, you Jacob. They know who you is. That's why the black Muslims ain't got nothing to do. Yes, we are the sons of Jacob. Name changed to Israel. Read.
And they have cast lots for my people.
Look, they cast lots for our people. You know what cast lots is? You ever play dice? That's casting lots. Gambling, auctioning, betting. They cast lots for our people. 35, 45, 55, 65. Sold. Master Charles in South Carolina. Read.
And have given a boy for a harlot.
They gave a boy for a harlot. You know what that means? They gave you to be a hoe. How would you be a hoe? How would you be a hoe? In the literal sense of the word whore, that's what a harlot is. How would you become a whore? They would make you have sex with other women, get babies, and they take those babies and sell them. That's called, what they call that back then. What they call that back then when they used to force our men to have sex with our women in order to create babies so that they could sell more slaves.
Going a rape thing to prostitution.
And what did they call the men?
What did they call them?
The men. You know, you're old enough to know. What did they call the men? They had a word to start with a B.
Come on, I'm a preacher now. Hold up. That's why I stopped. I heard some interesting. Now what we call it, a B?
It start with a B. You gotta have sex with the women to create babies.
Okay.
They called that man a B.
Okay.
What B word am I talking about? Buck.
A buck.
A
Okay.
buck.
Yeah, a buck.
A
Okay.
buck.
Yeah, a buck.
Wanna know why they called us buck? Because they looked at us as animals.
And guess what?
We wasn't people.
Hey, my brother.
And it was all backed up
It still
by
carries
false
on
religion.
today what we got people name we use as buck. Come on.
Yeah.
Am I on it? Yeah.
And they all do it today. Still to this very day. Read on. They said they cast lots for our people. They sold the boy for a harlot. Read.
And sold the girl for wine.
Why do you think they call it Bourbon Street? Did we ever look up the history of Bourbon Street? Why do you even call it that? Bourbon is a
Slaves
liquor.
came here first. And see, I got a sister who's doing research on that. She got me picking up all types of dirt and algaes, nigga run.
The St. Louis Cathedral.
I went over that too.
The St. Louis Cathedral. What was it at one time?
Headquarters.
A headquarters for what? For
My
slaves.
sister's doing the research on
Yeah.
that.
So right there in Jackson Square, they will march us right from the boat, right into the St. Louis Cathedral. You know the St. Louis Cathedral got a basement in it?
I know that.
It got a basement in it.
I owned the boy 29 years there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Guess what? Don't no building in the city got a basement except that one. And they used to hold the slaves in the basement while they go drink on Bourbon Street. That's why they called it that, because they used to sell bourbon on that street. So they made a boy a harlot, and they sold a girl
What is
for
a
wine.
heart? That's what turned me around. What is a heart?
A hoe.
All right, say that. That's why.
Read.
Hey, I got
Yea,
it. Let me-
what have ye to do with me, O Tyree and Zidon?
So God is like, y'all did this to my people. What you got to do with me, Tyree and Zidon? You Africans. What y'all Africans got to do with me? Read.
And all the coast of Palestine.
You know who the coast of Palestine is? The Arabs. He said, what do you got to do with me? Oh, Tyree and Zidon, those are Africans. And all the coast of Palestine, those are the Arabs. Read.
Will you render me a recompense?
Will you pay me back?
And if you recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head.
If you try to pay me back because I didn't choose you to be my people, trust me, there's a payback coming for you. We don't got the sign, do we? The Arab slave head go down here.
Flip it over.
That's way at the bottom, man. Still.
This?
Yeah. You ever heard of the sub-Saharan slave trade?
No.
It happened right before
I'm not gonna
the
lie.
transatlantic slave
Not even
trade.
about 5. I always been close, felt like I was close to God, but about as far as like reaching my neck, I would do some shit. I
Look,
feel streets,
look.
5 years ago.
Look, this right here is a transatlantic slave trade
All right.
where they sold us across the Atlantic. Before this, we was being sold across Africa for 1,000 years. From Jerusalem all the way across Africa. That's how we got to over here. That's how we got to the west coast of Africa. We were sold as slaves by the Africans and the Arabs. So it wasn't just the white man that had us in slavery, but the Africans and the Arabs, they had us in slavery.
That was my question for you.
Now see, but that's why they say black people sold black people in slavery. Just because we was dark don't mean we was the same people. You know what I'm saying? They got dark-skinned Arabs. They not your people. They got dark-skinned East Indians. Now, dark-skinned Mexicans is our people, though. Mexicans is our people, though. Mexicans. Spain, the white folks from Spain, that's not our people. But they even make a difference. They know that the people from Spain, they're not the same as the people in Latin America.
Hey, that's in that book.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's about the Portuguese and
Well, get it, can read it.
They got their own beef going on.
Yeah. Watch this, read on.
Because ye have taken my silver.
Y'all, they took our silver out of our temple, read.
And my gold.
And they took our gold because we had riches. Read.
And have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
They robbed us and put it in their temples. That's why a lot of the stuff that they got it from us. Because they stole it.
I ain't had to ask. This is what I was about to ask.
Read.
The children also of Judah.
The children of Judah. That's this tribe right here. The children of Judah, read.
And the children of Jerusalem.
That's Benjamin and Levi. Because that's who was in Jerusalem at the time, read.
Have you sold unto the Grecians.
You know who the Grecians is? White people. The Greeks. They was also called Grecian, but they was known as the Greeks. So he said the Africans and the Arabs sold the Israelites to the Greeks. Excuse me. They sold us to the so-called white man. That started the transatlantic slave trade. That's where all this came from. And trade. How did all of this stuff happen? Why was can a white man come up to you with a Bible and control your mind right now? Could he come up to you and whoop your ass and put you in the bottom of a boat right now? Probably not even that, because they not that strong. So Trey, I got a question. How was they able to take over such a strong people like us? No, they didn't. Nah, I'm going to show you. Give me Deuteronomy 28:46.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 46.
Hey,
and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
All of these curses was going to be upon us for a sign. What a sign tell you? A sign tell you where you at. A sign tell you what you is. They put all kind of signs over us. They put African American, they put Negro, they put black, they put coon, they put Sambo, they put jigaboo, they put slave, they put all of these. You know what I'm saying? He said these curses was going to be upon us for a sign.
For a sign and for a wonder.
And for a wonder, like, damn, well, why we at the bottom? How these weak ass people was able to take over us? Read.
And upon thy seed forever.
And upon our children forever. Meaning, you may not think you curse trade, but you come from a lineage of slaves. And you yourself know, you can't go get a house anywhere you want. You can't go get a house anywhere you want. You can't go whatever college that you want. If you want to go to college right now, you can't go wherever you feel like going. Even if you wanted to leave this country, you can't leave without no passport. And guess what? If you do and you get caught, you getting your ass brought right back here. You know what I'm saying? This place is Angola. Just because it's bust open and we could do kind of what we want, that don't mean we free. We walk in the yard. That's all we doing. We walk in the yard though. That's all. Big old place, and we could go to the store. You can go to the commissary. You can go to the cafeteria, and guess what? You still can't do nothing. Nothing. Read on.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things.
Because, Trey, we didn't want to serve God and be happy about it.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
God said, look, I want you to serve me. Follow my rules. Do what I tell you to do. We looked at God, man, I ain't doing that. He said, all right, fine. You don't want to do what I tell you to do, and you want to do what they say? Then they gonna rule over you. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
And it was God that sent them against us.
That's right.
It took a God to take us down.
Right.
It took a God, bro. It took a being that not from this planet, the creator of heaven and earth, to get them to take us down.
What I'm saying is like some shit I've been hearing too since I was like a teenager. Like the African wasn't accepting of God. You know what I'm saying? Before all that happened, they was doing their own thing.
They wasn't never chosen though.
Yeah.
The Africans wasn't never chosen, ever. The Africans are the Africans. That's it. The lineage of Ham. You know what I'm saying? And Canaan and Mizraim and Put and all of them. They're not even our people.
Yeah.
They ain't got nothing to do with our God. You know what I'm saying? Black people, we're generally a loving and generous people.
Right.
That's why we'll include everybody in on our salvation when none of them was included on our incarceration.
Right.
None of them was included on our slavery, but we'll include them in our freedom. You know what I'm saying? That's a sickness that we got. It's a double-edged sword. On one hand, yeah, because, you know, we not a violent people up front.
That's all I was saying.
But on the other hand, why are we including them with us when they didn't go through what we went through?
Right.
You heard the term, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym, right? What that mean? You wasn't with me. Why are you gonna try to get what I'm getting? You want to make what I make on the job, but you ain't put the work in.
I feel you, bro. Trust me, I feel you. And I wasn't saying that. What I was saying was, you know, just.
But you look,
I'm saying exactly
understand where we come from. We here, look, we do this all day, every day. So certain things, when I hear it, trigger me because I hear a lot of it the same way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people will be like, bro, tell me, we've had people that came up to us and said, damn, man, what y'all saying is true. So this for all people, right? Nah, it's only for Israel. Oh, no, see, I was with you right up until then. I can't do this. So
What they
they
don't know is, you see what I'm saying? We are a part of Israel.
Exactly. And look, not just those people on the sign, but also the diaspora spread abroad. The people, there are our people in Africa. Look at this map. You see where they took us from? From Senegal, Mandinka, Mende, Sierra Leone, Cape Coast out there in Ghana, the Angola. They took us from the Congo. Now, do you think they took every last one of us from there? Some of us stayed back. Some of us watched those ships leave off. You know what I'm saying? Get verse 42 in Deuteronomy 28.
Bring it out. The book of
Matter of
Deuteronomy.
fact, 32.
Verse 32.
Read.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Our sons and daughters, Trey, was given to another people, right? Right? Read.
And thy eyes shall look and long and fill with longing for them all the day long.
How was our eyes looking and longing for them? How was our eyes looking and failing with longing for them? Because we watched them get put on those slave ships. We watched them at the Elmina Castle in Ghana get walked through the point of no return and get put on slave ships, and we couldn't do nothing about it. Read it again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
We was given to another people. Read.
And thy eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long.
We was looking at our kids get on a boat and sail to we don't even know where, and had to watch it. Read.
And there shall be no might in thy hand.
And we couldn't do nothing to get our kids back. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Give me Leviticus 26:19.
Bring it out.
This is also one of the biggest things that we got to understand. That's what Officer Azariah was telling you. We got to start keeping the commandments. It was the commandments, us breaking them, that got us in this position in the first place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know who started smoking weed and poppy and all of that stuff? You know where that came from? The Chinese. Heroin. That's where heroin come from, the poppy plant.
Yeah.
They used to smoke that. They used to smoke weed and poppy plants. And they used to get high. The Asians started that. They're a bunch of dope heads. And we started doing what they did. And because Friday came out in 95, we say weed is from the earth. God put this in for me and you. We all say that. when all of the weed we smoke nowadays is made in a laboratory.
Right.
It's man-made.
Right.
So why we smoking something that man-made? Talking about, no, brother, it's good for you. Really? Read that.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 16, 26, verse 19.
Uh-huh.
And I will break the pride of your power.
He said he gonna break the pride of our power. You know why we were so proud when we had power? Because couldn't nobody touch us. We was a people that didn't train for war. And when the Lord was behind us, we never lost a battle.
Right.
You know how you got them little dudes that be like, man, I had a bunch of fights in my life and I ain't never lost one. You be like, man, you ain't fought the right person then. Because if you won all of your fights, you ain't fought something real. But in our case, every fight that we had when the Lord was behind us, we won. Now there were times where we did go to war and got our ass whooped, but because we didn't do what the Lord said. He said he gonna break the pride of our power, read.
And I will make your heavens as iron.
He said he gonna make our heaven as iron. Look at this. When you look up, you see heaven, right? When we looked up, we saw iron. Read.
And your earth as brass.
When we look down, where the other one at? I got it. Oh, the Arab slave trade was on the back. Damn. All right. That's the Arab slave trade. But when we look down, we had chains around our ankles.
Oh, look, it's right here on the fly.
He said he's gonna make our earth as brass. Our heaven gonna be iron, meaning we're gonna have chains and shackles on us from head to toe. Read.
And your strength shall be spent in vain.
And our strength gonna be spent in vain. What you think that means, Trey?
Oh, all right.
Huh? What you think? He said our strength gonna be spent in vain. Be- It's all right. That's cool. He basically saying, try as you might, you gonna fail.
Yeah, it's like,
We did look. What happened when Nat Turner rebelled? Their strength was spent in vain because they all got murdered. What happened when Harriet Tubman freed all the slaves? Her strength was spent in vain because all they did was make us taxpayers, work the shitty jobs up north. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't. A few of us made it to a certain level, but they didn't make that happen on a national scale, on a nationwide scale. You know what I'm saying? Because if they did, then that means that we would surpass them. You know what I'm saying? Our strength was spent in vain in Black Wall Street. You remember Black Wall Street, right? Tulsa, Oklahoma. We had a thriving black community, and when they came in and tried to take over, they got their ass whooped. Just like the Alabama boat thing. They got their ass whooped. But then you know what white folk did after that? They dropped bombs on us. They dropped bombs on us. You ever heard of the Gap Band? GAP? Wanna know why it's called the Gap Band? After them 3 streets in Tulsa, Oklahoma for Black Wall Street. The G, the A, and the P. I think it was Greenwood, Acorn, and something else. But they named their band the Gap Band. That's why they had that song, You Dropped a Bomb on Me. It was because of when white folk dropped napalm on that community. It did trip this out. Made a law that says that it's illegal to build on land that just got burnt up. So we couldn't even rebuild. You know what I'm saying? But all of this happened, why? What's the common denominator? We did not want to keep the commandments of God. That's where we got to come from. 1 Corinthians 3:19.
Bring it out.
3:16. This is what we got to change. We got to stop thinking we know what's best, because it's obvious. Look at us.
I was about to say that, like, what you were saying back then, you was like, everybody, when we had the power, was like, nowadays people just shifted to the wrong shit. Everybody going like this right here. There's nothing you can do to tell me to stop, but stop smoking. But I don't want to be ignorant towards you, you know what I'm
Look,
saying?
my job is to just tell you what it is.
Exactly.
That's why I'm going to the scriptures, because it ain't me.
It's just like a mindset. Like everybody was going so hard to just do our own thing.
That's it. You want to know why?
Like,
We was taught like that.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to
It's a capitalist mindset that we got. Like, nah, nigga, you do you, I'ma do me. But we came here together. We came here together. We in slavery together. You know what I'm saying? When the police pull up, they're not gonna say, oh, look at, move you out the way and I'm gonna just go for you. No, all us going to jail. You know what I'm saying? And we all gonna be in jail together. And guess what? We still gonna be divided in jail. For what? For a bunch of colors? For a bunch of blocks that we don't own? Cause you from uptown, I'm from downtown. You from the east, I'm from Algiers. You know what I'm saying? Read. What's going on? Hey, we teaching the Bible, huh? Young men, young black men trying to do something positive out here in the world. Read that.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 16.
Watch this.
Know ye not that ye are the temple of God?
You are the temple of God. Read.
And that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?
The Spirit of God is supposed to dwell in you. What's your name, Mo? What's your name? Roderick. My name Matthew.
If any man defile the temple of God,
If you defile God's temple,
him shall God destroy.
God is going to destroy you. On a pack of cigarettes, what does it say? What's the Surgeon General warning on a pack of cigarettes? May cause cancer, right? They tell you right there. But then our people go smoke that for 20, 30, 40 years, and then they get surprised when they catch cancer. Be in a hospital praying and begging God to take the cancer away. You done did, you know what I'm saying? You done did 40 years of this when the Surgeon General warned and told you for 40 years, this will kill you. You know what I'm saying? He said if you defile God's temple, He's gonna destroy you. Like, I got a question. Mr. Roger, would you go inside of a house that's full of black smoke? Would you? So why would God go inside of you full of smoke? I used to smoke a lot of weed. A whole lot. You know what I'm saying? But I left all that in the past.
You found something.
I left all that, but it wasn't, look, it wasn't nobody, because people used to tell me to stop smoking. It wasn't them. It was the Spirit of God that did it. Watch this. 2 Thessalonians 2:15, we're going to hold that too. We're going to go to 1 Corinthians 6 after that. 2 Thessalonians 2:15. This is one of the things that made me stop. Because me, I got messed over a lot in my life. I ain't really got no family out here. You know what I'm saying? Me and my daddy, we moved down here a long time ago, and we married into a family. You know what I'm saying? So I don't got no blood relatives, except my brothers right here. So everything that I had to do in my life, I had to get it out the gutter. I had to get it out the mud, and I had to show people what I was really about. Now watch this. When I came into this truth, I was still smoking. And I said, look, I'm not stopping until I find something in the scriptures. Because I was one of them that made every excuse in the world. Even when I heard that scripture, well, let's not pollute my body if I'm getting the benefit from it. Oh, my mindset. I came over with everything, but watch this. I couldn't refute this, though.
The book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 15.
Read.
Therefore, brethren, stand fast and hold the traditions which ye have been taught.
He said, hold the traditions which you have been taught. You hear me, Roger? Hold the traditions that you were taught. Read.
Whether by word,
meaning by the Torah or the Tanakh,
or epistles,
or by the letters, meaning in the New Testament. Now, in the Old Testament and the New Testament, I could go find people drinking, right? In moderation. Some people were drunks, but the Bible does say that you can drink, right? But where can I find my people rolling something up and smoking? Nowhere. So for me, that was enough. I said, you know what? If I can't go in this book and justify it, why do it?
I think a lot of people will contest and say, you're saying it's right. I think a lot of people will say, you also don't find where it's don't do it.
Don't do what?
It specifically say that you can drink, or they were drinking, and not that you could, but people were drinking wine, and they had drunk. The dude who had the two daughters, he got so drunk.
Lot.
In the Lot, that's his name. You know?
Right? But I'm just saying. Do you think that there's in the Bible where it says that you can drink?
I don't think it's in the can.
Okay, all right. Wine is as good as life to a man.
Yeah.
It's a rock. Watch this. I'm going to get a few scriptures to say it. A few. Just, I'm telling you, I went and tried my best, bro. I tried my best to refute this. What's
The book
this?
of Sirach, chapter 31, verse 27.
What's this?
Wine is as good as life unto a man, if it be drunk moderately.
Read it again.
Wine is as good as life unto a man.
He said wine is as good as life. If what?
If it be drunk moderately.
If it be drunk moderately. So it did say wine was good. But you got to drink it moderately.
Wine and music rejoiceth the heart. It's another scripture.
Yeah. Give me that in 2 Maccabees, last chapter, last verse.
Bring it up.
Give me that wine maketh the heart merry. Is that the same chapter in Sirach? 2 Maccabees 15 last verse or 16 last verse. The last verse. Yeah, watch this.
Mixed with water.
Yup.
Mixed with water.
Yup.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 15, verse 39. For it is harmful to drink wine or water alone.
He said it's harmful to drink wine or water alone, meaning it ain't harmful to drink water, but if you drink too much of it, you become overhydrated and you could mess yourself up. Too much wine, you could get overly drunk, alcohol poisoning, mess yourself up.
And as wine mingled with water is pleasant.
Wine mingled with water is pleasant, meaning you gotta cut it a little bit. Read.
A delight, delighted the taste.
It delighted the taste, because some stuff be way too strong. You gotta cut it. You know what I'm saying? Go to Sirach. What Ecclesiastes 10 and 19. That was 10:19. Zeke, 10:19. All right, Ecclesiastes 10:19.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 19.
Read.
A feast is made for laughter.
A feast is made for laughter. That's why in this Bible, they got feast days that you should keep every single year. Some of the feast days last multiple days. Some feast days last 8 days. Some last 7 days. Some last 2 days. Some is just 1 day. But we got feast days. Well, I wouldn't say that they just eat, but it's holy days that God set aside for us to come together and like a family, enjoy ourselves. Read.
A feast is made for laughter, and wine make it merry.
Wine do what?
Wine make it merry.
Wine makes merry, but too much of it to mess yourself up. So drinking is good. Now watch this. 1 Corinthians 6 and 19.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 19. What, know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost?
So we just read that in 1 Corinthians 3. He's saying it again. Your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost. Read.
Which is in you.
Which is in you. The Holy Ghost is supposed to be in you, because when you start following God's laws, the Spirit of God gets in you and you start changing stuff. And a lot of our people don't want to follow what we're teaching because it forces you to change. My brother-in-law, my little sister husband, said something very heavy. He said, man, I know what y'all saying out that Bible, and I know that it's real, but it's just uncomfortable. I get it. I get it. You start smoking, you can't eat for 2-3 days. Like, I don't know, you can't eat for 2-3 days, but after that 3rd day, you could eat again, and you good. Why is that? Because all of them chemicals is settling in your stomach, and it messes your stomach lining up. You know what I'm saying? Read.
1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which ye have of God, and ye are not your own.
You are what?
Not your own.
You're not your own. Your body ain't for you. That body you got ain't for you. It's for God. Watch this. It's gonna say it.
Verse 20. For ye are bought with a price.
You were bought with a price. You know the torture that Christ had to go through before he died? Imagine a group of people come around you, right? And they pull your beard out your face. They pull your beard out your face. And they punch you in your face. And the whole time you carrying this big ass log of wood that you about to get nailed to. You know what I'm saying? They punching you in your face, pulling your beard out. They whipping you. You know what a cat of nine tails is? It's a whip with iron hooks at the end of it. And they whooping you with that, peeling your skin off. And guess what? Trey, the whole time you was innocent. But you took that. You took that. And you said, you know what? I'm going to do this for my people. Because without me doing this, all my people going to die.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation